This time on The Gadget Show.
Get ready to get down as Suzi and Ortis compete to throw the mother of all gadget parties.
Everyone sit down so you can feel it in your butt cheeks. Everyone sit down. Sit down.
We're given 24 hours to turn a rundown warehouse into 2 high-tech night spots to impress Kirk Norcross from The Only Way is Essex.
I'm enjoying myself.
Excellent!
Also on the show, John turns scary tour guide to test the latest toning shoes.
Polly gets to grips with some radical new personal transport.
And I get gaming to put together my top 5 gaming apps. This sword-fighting touchscreen experience is so cool.
Welcome to The Gadget Show.
Yes, and hopefully you're sitting comfy on the sofa expectant that we're going to entertain and inform you. And you know what? You're not wrong. We will not let you down tonight. In fact, tonight's show is a party.
Yes, and he's not talking metaphorically either. We are going to throw a party.
Yeah, not one party, but 2 parties.
2 parties, yay!
So, as you may have now gathered, this week's challenge has a tenuous link to the concept of the party.
Yes, and who better to take on a party challenge than The Gadget Show's 2 resident party animals? Suzi, get the party on, Perry. and Ortis, get your coat, love, you've pulled. Dealey.
Oi.
What are you talking about? It's a compliment.
It all began a few weeks ago when we were dropped off at a former taxi garage less than a mile from the bright lights of Birmingham city centre. Hello? Hello?
Challenge far wall.
Suzi and Ortis, your challenge is to compete against each other to turn this empty space into the best gadget party venue ever.
You have 24 hours, so get to it.
So we've got to share this. We've got to split it down the middle.
Yeah, split it in
I'll
half.
have this side.
Okay, fine, I'll have this side.
All right.
To get this space ready for 2 parties in just 24 hours would have been a challenge in itself, but to turn it into 2 of the best gadget party venues ever seemed like an impossible task. But when has that ever stopped us before? So we did what we always do in these situations. We took our phones out, started bashing those about to see what tech we could get hold of.
I really need to decide what kind of party I want so I can start calling in some tech and thinking of some ideas. Kind of thinking like a house party, cool, chill out vibe, really beautiful lighting, lots of different things to do maybe.
Right, so for my party, I want music to be the star. I don't want people to just hear it. I want them to feel it as well. And a kick-ass lighting display. Yep, okay.
Getting people to supply us with tech at such short notice was really tough.
I need it today.
Fortunately, we'd been given a helping hand in the form of a whole selection of sound systems.
Now this is the Bang & Olufsen BO Sound 8 and we had it on the show at Christmas time, one of the first iPad docks on the market. It looks good, it sounds good, it's got dual amps, one for the bass and mid-range and one for the top end, and I think this is definitely a contender.
I looked at a couple of home cinema systems that showed promise. The Orbit Sound T12 has virtual surround sound and an iPod dock for your music. And what about this? The sexy Ferguson Hill 009.
Look at it, it's cool. You get your bottom end from here and obviously your top end from these really horny horn speakers. Nice.
Now, I'm after a party concept that people can actually feel, and I came across these. These are audio transducers or vibrational speakers, and they turn any given surface, solid surface like wood, glass or metal, into a speaker. And you even get audio transducers integrated into pictures for the ultimate in stealth speakers. Not bad sound from a bit of painting, eh?
Now, iPod docks and home cinema systems are okay, but they weren't really ideal for the big party I was planning. Fortunately, I'd found a much better option.
Right, I've decided to go for the Sonos S5 system. I'm going to wirelessly stream my music around the party. So I'm going to have these speakers all over the place. You could have different songs playing through different speakers if you want to, but obviously for my party, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the CR200 handset.
And by using its dedicated Spotify app, I can choose from 10 million songs. Or even better, by setting up a group playlist, I can get my partygoers to get online and choose the music themselves before they arrive.
Yeah, Suzi, you know, it sounds great if you're throwing a house party in a Wendy house. This is what you want, yeah? These are some of the best speakers money can buy. They're built to order by Vivid using only the finest components. But then you'd expect that when they cost £33,000 a pair. In fact, it'd be difficult to find a more exclusive sound system. But there is one. I actually can't believe I'm being allowed to stand this close to this unit. This is the king of hi-fis, the Rolls Royce of hi-fis. It's from Chord Electronics. These amps here are capable of kicking out 2 kilowatts of power. This setup with the speakers is worth £120,000. If you've got this driving your party, everyone invited is gonna know about it. Your neighbors will know. The whole village is gonna know. That is what I want. But I've still got a lot of work to do.
OK, so we'd chosen our sound systems, but we were still up against it to turn this space into 2 hot gadget party venues for tomorrow night.
Yeah! So,
Hey, what about that sound? It just wraps around you, doesn't it?
Absolutely astonishing. So you've obviously gone for the club route.
Yes.
You've gone for the distinctly different
Yeah.
kind of party with your friends. I love the way you're involving the guests of your party.
Yeah,
all the
kind of
consumer tech.
interactive.
It sounds like they're going to be amazing parties.
they will, and I really do think mine's going to be the best because I have £120,000 worth of
They
music.
sound good.
It does sound
Track
good.
it up.
It sounds this good.
Track it up.
Oh yeah!
Welcome back. Now I want to talk to you about toning shoes. In these fitness-obsessed times, I often feel the good old-fashioned stroll has been rather overlooked as a great form of exercise. Perhaps that's because it won't turn you into a beautifully honed athlete the same way pounding the weights at your local gym might. However, the clever bods who design shoes and trainers may have come up with a way to turn a walk in the park into something altogether more demanding. And that's with these toning shoes. Shoes that claim to give a whole range of your muscles a thorough workout every time you go for a wander, and without you even realising it. So, to put the latest designs to the test, I limbered up and set off to find a town to walk round. Before my walk, however, I headed to the University of Bath to meet Dr. Polly McGuigan, lecturer in biomechanics, for a scientific assessment.
I think what we should do is place some sensors on your muscles which will measure when your muscles are turned on and off, and from that we should be able to find out whether these shoes actually do what the manufacturers say they do.
My first pair were the MBT Mahootas. Their curved sole replicates walking on a soft surface like sand, so that the ground no longer feels stable. To compensate for this, your muscles work harder to create stability. At least that's the theory. It certainly feels harder work wearing the MBTs than wearing the normal training shoes. Next up were these Skechers SRTs. Like the MBTs, their rolling sole is meant to replicate walking on a soft surface in order to improve muscle definition and posture. It's interesting, when you put the Skechers on, you don't feel as though there's quite so much under your arches, but after you've been wearing them for a mile or so, they actually seem to be having more effect. Our final pair were these Fit Flops. These have a micro wobble board midsole, which, they say, works the leg and derriere muscles. You feel as though they're a shoe of two halves. They've got a sort of firm back end, and yet your foot's actually sort of wobbling around a bit at the front end. Testing over, it was time for the results.
Well, these are the activities in your various different muscles. So basically what we've found is that really, on you, these shoes aren't very different from the normal shoe that you would be walking in while you're walking on a treadmill. That may not necessarily be the case when you're walking over ground.
I now wanted to know what the shoes would be like in a real-life situation, so I decided to go on a guided walking tour, but one with a difference. Meet Ian Braisby, Ghost Walk Tour Guide. Now, ghost walks, I mean, any sort of walking must be very hard on the feet.
Absolutely it is, yes. These walking tours can be 2 hours, 3 hours or more, and you're on your feet, walking, standing on all kinds of surfaces, especially the ghost walks where we're going through cemeteries and so on. It can be a little hard on the feet.
First up were the MBTs. Of course, we weren't here just to walk up and down. There were tourists to terrify, and Ian was itching to get down to business.
Do follow me for the first ghost stories.
And that meant time to walk. Don't feel that hard to get used to, actually. I mean, how are you finding them?
No, I find them pretty nice for walking on, actually, yes. And Moses Barber, the policeman.
While Ian scared the group, I thought I'd find out what they thought of the MBTs.
Flashy geek.
Flashy geek?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be my first choice.
No. Right. Just the shape, really. That sort of like big white sort of slug at the bottom.
They're not very manly, are they?
Oh, not manly? Oh,
no,
gosh.
No.
So a none too positive reaction. But what did Ian think after having worn them? What's the verdict on the MBTs?
Quite comfortable. I thought standing I didn't find so comfortable. I found myself rocking back and forth and not quite knowing where to put my weight. But
were they improving your muscles, though, you think?
It's hard to say. I think maybe time will tell.
We then both headed off on the second leg of our tour in a pair of Skechers.
What do you think about the look of these? They look more like trainers, which is better than the other ones, but still not great.
Not great. Is that because of the shape, or is it
they just look a bit
overall look?
I don't know, just not quite right yet.
They look better than the other ones.
Better than the others?
Definitely
better than the MBTs?
Yeah.
Much better than the MBTs?
Yeah.
So a slight improvement on the first pair. Would the fit-flops fare any better? Although Ian and I were sporting slightly different models, the all-important soles of the shoes were the same. How are you finding the fit-flops?
I like them. I think they're much flatter than the others, not so rounded, and but I still feel quite a bit of support under my foot from the sole of them.
We were nearing the end of the tour, and Ian's ghostly stories had gone down well. But how are the fit-flops faring?
A lot more trendy.
Right.
Yeah.
This is your best of the three?
Definitely, yes.
Right.
Would I be seen in them? No, I like heels, but I think you look good in them.
So a more positive verdict on the fit-flops, though both Ian and I were unconvinced by the toning capabilities of all three pairs. Now for the G ratings. And it's 3 Gs for the MBTs. They look unusual, but Ian and I both found them comfortable enough, even if the curved sole took some getting used to. It was 3 Gs too for the Skechers. They were good for walking and looked a bit more like conventional trainers. And it was 4 Gs for the fit-flops. We found them the most comfortable and definitely the most stylish of the three.
Now, if you need a regular gadget fix and hanging on until next week's show is out of the question, then head straight for our website at channel5.com/gadget show. When the latest gadgets are launched, we're there, with interviews with celebs and tech experts from the biggest events in the tech calendar. It's live right now, so get clicking.
OK, next up, it's me on some new gadget transport that we spotted on the web and thought we have to give that a try. It's called the Flyrad, and I do know that Jason will be green with envy when he finds out that it's me that gave it a test drive. Over the past couple of series, I've wheeled my way around a fair share of the planet. So when the Gadget Show needed its very own roller girl for the latest test drive, I jumped at the chance. Some people say that 2 wheels are better than 4, but you know what I say? The more wheels, the better. So today I'm going to be using these 8 and that one over there. Meet the Flyrad, an electric-powered unicycle which is used in conjunction with inline skates to give an exhilarating driving experience. I met up with the bike's designer, Thomas Rank, to give it a whirl.
You take the brake and press the brake.
Okay.
Okay. And then you lift that thing up. And sit on the seat.
Okay. So my brake, my accelerator. Okay.
And for all accidents?
I ring the bell in case.
Okay.
I'm about to fall off. The Flyrad can be driven in a number of riding positions. Thomas has suggested that sitting down was probably the easiest, so that's how I started off, using my skates to act as the front wheels. I'm quite enjoying this. And it's quite nippy as well, actually. Woohoo! Look at that corner. So after a few minutes sitting down, I was ready to tackle the much trickier standing position.
And turn the gas.
Okay. Woo!
Perfect.
I was clearly a natural on the Flyrad, so with my confidence sky high, I was ready to fly solo.
The closest thing I can liken this to is probably being on a jet ski. You just feel like you're gliding. The ride is so smooth, and yet you feel all of the power right beneath you.
The Flyrad has an impressive range of up to 50 kilometres on a 4-hour charge, and if you prefer a bit more oomph from your motor, you can upgrade from 500 to 1,000 watts.
The torque on this is incredible. The Flyrad has a top speed of 25 miles an hour. All the steering is actually being done by my feet. My hands are just on here resting. They're not actually doing anything. In other words, that actually means I can ride hands-free.
But I soon realised I wasn't quite the expert I thought I was. Whilst the pads resting on my thighs were supporting my weight perfectly, it was a bit of an unusual sensation.
It is starting to ache a little bit, but I guess that's because it's brand new. I've never experienced anything like this before, and I'm sure with time, you actually get used to it.
So to ease those thighs a little, I thought I'd show off my standing skills.
I didn't expect when I first saw this that I would enjoy it as much as I do. But I've actually surprised myself and managed to get to grips with it a lot quicker and a lot easier than I thought.
The Flyrad isn't available to buy yet, but if it does eventually go on sale, I'll be there at the front of the queue.
A lovely bit of technology, really exciting.
I really enjoyed having a go on it, actually. I was a little bit nervous at first because I didn't quite know how I'd get on with it, but really enjoyed it.
You know, we often see innovations on the sort of powered wheel concept. The Easy Glider is a case in point. Once the balance is there with the knee pad thing and the kind of dual use, so you can sit on it front facing, or you can stand behind it and get pulled around.
That's what
Again,
I love,
like an Easy Glider.
yeah, the fact you can kind of almost perch on it or you can let it pull you.
Really clever
Great,
piece of technology. Oh, sorry, welcome back. OK, it's about time that I talked top 5. It's about time that I talked games and apps. In fact, I'm just going to bring them all together and tell you it's time for my top 5 gaming apps. The Xbox and PS3 may offer unrivaled gaming experiences, but you can hardly fit them in your pocket. So here are my top 5 apps for gaming on the move. First, in at 5, it's the classic word game Scrabble. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Scrabble is for old ladies and spelling geeks. Although that's 2 sectors of society I've always felt a real affinity with. But nevertheless, Scrabble, the old board game, the classic, has now been dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century. It can be used as a standalone app on the iPad, but the fun really starts when you download the app onto your iPhone. Then your iPhone becomes your own private tile board, with the iPad as the game board, and up to 4 iPhone users can play at once. It's a brilliant use of different platforms, and the interface is absolutely seamless. Rob, I think it's your go. At number 4, it's Robo Defense for Android. The aim of the game is to stop the armies of invaders moving from their base on the left-hand side of the screen to your fortress on the right. In order to do this, you have to buy robots using the money you accumulate from killing enemy robots. It's all about using your resources as effectively as possible. In this case, little towers that shoot different types of ammunition. But when you transport that concept onto a touchscreen, and a good one like the Galaxy Tab, it just makes the process so much more tactile. In fact, the movement of your fingers on the screen almost aids the strategic element of the game. It's just highly addictive. At number 3, it's Zombie Run for Android. If you've always wondered what it would be like to experience the zombie apocalypse firsthand, Zombie Run gives you that chance. I'm going to set up a little fortification to keep us safe if you want to come with me.
We've got better things to do.
The game is location-based and uses your phone's GPS and mapping to populate the area around you with virtual zombies. In terms of difficulty, I'm going to go for early local infestation, which is about a middle setting. And the speed of the zombies, 2 miles an hour is Night of the Living Dead, right up to 8 miles per hour, which is 28 days later. Oh, there's 2 red zombies and a green zombie within my vicinity. In fact, forget this, I'm going to run. Zombie Run's a great game to play if you're popping to the shops or going for a run. I want to add a little bit of spice to your activities. Can you see the zombies, the green zombies? The red one, yeah? In fact, the red one's really close. You better go, the red one's really close. All right, see you later. In at number 2, it's the iOS version of the compulsively addictive puzzle game World of Goo. World of Goo is all about building bridges and towers with the stretched tissue of little balls of goo, all to provide a path that other goo balls can follow. It's just a breath of fresh air for the iPad, a really simple, beautifully designed, immersive and addictive physics-based puzzle game, the like of which you've not seen anywhere else. And in at number 1 is the graphically intense Infinity Blade. This action role-playing title, available for iOS devices like the iPad and the iPhone, is an absolute game changer. There is nothing like this on the market. This sword-fighting touchscreen experience is so cool. I can really see it catching on. This game runs on the Unreal Game Engine, which we usually see running major blockbuster titles on the PS3 or the Xbox 360. I just can't quite believe the level of graphical detail and the complexity of the interface, these shapes that you make to form spells, or to dodge, or to slice in a particular way, or to parry, hold up your shield. They're all there at the tip of your finger. It's a lovely, lovely experience. But what makes it perfect is the fact that it utilises every part of Apple's iOS devices, from their graphical power to their touchscreens, to create a game that I can't imagine putting down until, well, Infinity Blade 2. This is the kind of game that can change the way that games are designed in the future. It really is that good.
Great choice of game, Jason.
Thank you very much.
Really good.
What I love about Infinity Blade is not that it just looks good, but actually this interface is really unusual, isn't it?
Really it works,
doesn't it?
Right, now it's time to return to this week's challenge between myself and old Flash Pants here.
Old Flash Pants?
Young Flash Pants.
Oh, thanks. This week, we have been tasked with finding the very best tech we could to help us throw the very best party in town.
Yeah, but we weren't really being helped because we had to host it in an old, dark, dank warehouse that was practically falling down.
Yeah, so as we rejoined the action, we've already found our sound systems, but we've only a few hours left before the party has to start.
Yeah, so absolutely no pressure whatsoever.
None.
The phone bashing had paid off. Our tech was rolling in, along with teams of people to help. Things were starting to take shape and the empty garage had been transformed using scaffolding poles and drapes. On my side, I was going for a chilled, sophisticated house party vibe.
Whereas I wanted to put on a hardcore dance party. So I began with the dance floor. This is my dance floor. It's a self-leveling floor. The pieces are relatively simple to put together. They just snap in like that, and once assembled with people dancing on it, the panels won't separate. And to make sure my partygoers would be rocked to their very core, I got hold of a set of heavy-duty audio transducers called butt kickers. Gonna take 4 of these, attach 1 each to a corner of my portable dance floor, and then, if all goes according to plan, the floor will vibrate to the music.
Now, my idea of a dance floor is completely different to Otis's. Check out my funky floor. Now, this has 1,000 LEDs in, and, have a look, loads of different pre-programmed settings, or you can program your own. Now, the great thing about this is it's modular, so you can just have one piece in your bathroom while you're having a bit of a dance, or you can have a complete dance floor, which is what I'm after. So, guys, can you bring the rest of it in, please?
Clicking them together was child's play, and within 20 minutes, I had a dance floor.
Come on, Bernie. Show us some of your moves. Oh, how cool does this look? The floor, not the dancing.
My sound system might not have been as in your face as Otis's, but it was certainly up to the job.
Now, I find meeting and greeting a little bit boring, so I brought in this, a 360-degree hologram display unit. It's typically used to show off 3D graphics at exhibitions, but I'm going to use it to welcome people to the winning party. Enjoy!
To go with my interactive theme, I fancied some changeable lights, like these LED cubes that I'm sitting on. They change colour, and so does my Hollywood bar, so I can make them the same colour as my cubes. There we go. But the pièce de résistance is this. I think you're going to like this. It's called Quadflex, and it's basically LED strip lighting. And if I just go around this touch dial colour wheel here, it changes the colours. So putting it into the blues, and then it matches my other lighting. Groovy.
While Suzi had gone for a bit of mood lighting, girls like that sort of thing, I'd gone for a full-on lighting display. It's made by Extra-Dimensional Technologies and contains hundreds of computer-controlled LED units that can be set up to work anywhere from kitchens to stadiums. And this here is a display of my array up there, which I can fully interact with and program. This was going to be mega.
Now, there's nothing more annoying at a party than you try and go to the bar to get a drink and you can't because it's too busy. So, Grant and I have come up with an ingenious idea.
It's a VIP vending machine.
It's a VIP vending machine with a difference. These are cat flaps, but they're not any old cat flaps. These are smart cat flaps. So the cat has a special RFID chip in the collar, and when it goes under here, it registers and opens the door. So what we're going to do is put that chip in a little bracelet so VIPs can get themselves a drink.
Check it out! I've got a mobile icebox, and this is my bar that I'm dragging behind me.
Along with the bar, I'd recruited a bit of robot help.
Robot DJ! And robot dancers!
They've been made by artist Giles Walker, and I reckoned they'd be perfect for my dance club.
Not to be out-teched, I'd also bought in some non-dancing entertainment. A touchscreen karaoke that can store up to 100,000 songs.
So everybody puts in their songs, and then when your song comes up, you just come and pick up the microphone. Genius!
This is the iTable, and it's going to be perfect for games. It's a giant touchscreen Windows PC that comes with its own unique games. With my club taking shape, I decided to pay Suzi a visit to laugh at her inferior tech. Trouble was, I wasn't laughing long when she showed me her touchscreen table with its killer music app.
So you put your finger on the side, so touch one, get the beat going.
Nice!
And we can actually DJ together. So you can have guest DJs all night, just your mates in the corner DJing. It's awesome!
I wouldn't admit it, but she did have some really cool stuff.
I was blown away by the kit I'd assembled, but with an hour to go, my party venue still looked like a building site. Club O-Dog was definitely getting there, but he too was still nowhere near finished. This was going to be close.
I love
Nice.
it. Isn't it great? I love all the tech, proper gadgety gadgets. This thing is incredible, the electrically assisted icebox.
Yep.
You just love that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, big fan.
He's been on it all day. 3D's nice, loving the vortex, but this for me is what it's all about. This is a build that you should take to market.
What, cat flap vending?
Absolutely. Give us the
Here you are, there's your cool cat
RFID.
RFID?
The widget.
Yep.
We try this. There we go. I'm in.
There you go.
Isn't it great? You could use it in theme parks.
What about in student houses where you have to have your own fridge and people always nick your stuff?
It's a really good idea. So you pay your money, then you get access to various products.
I bet you can't wait for the parties, can you?
I want to be there.
Is that cold enough for you, sir?
No. Could you? Yeah, thank
Have
you.
you got any 99s?
Welcome back. Now, if you've been queuing up all night, don't worry, I've put you all on my personal VIP list. And you're going to need to be on that list because you're about to experience two hell of a parties.
Two hell of a parties?
Yeah, well, you say one hell of a party, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm just doubling up.
Okay, so here is a challenge update. Suzi Perry and myself using tech to make the best possible party that we can. Status, ready to party.
Yeah, we spent 24 hours prepping our rooms and now all we could do was wait for the guests to arrive and our efforts to be judged.
I love a party with a happy.
In just 24 hours, we'd turned part of a semi-derelict taxi garage into 2 amazing gadget party venues.
Welcome to Club Ortis, a banging high-tech music venue.
And Club Suzi, a gadget-driven club with a chilled-out, sophisticated vibe.
You look nice.
Thank you very much.
OK, so we're done. I'm very happy with, you know, what I've managed to cobble together.
Excellent. It's been a real rush, but I'm quite happy with my interactive room as well.
OK, well, the winning space isn't decided by us. It's decided by this lovely lot.
Yes. And our special VIP celebrity, who is Kirk from The Only Way is Essex. Nightclub man himself.
Yeah, you run your own club, right?
Yes, I run my dad's club for him, so
OK,
I'm excited to see what you've got.
What kind of thing would you be looking for?
It's visual. A lot of it's visual, you know, and obviously sound. You have to have a good sound system, and it's literally enjoyment. There's got to be places to sit, places to dance.
OK.
So now you need to choose which club you want to go into first, Ortis's or mine.
It's got to be ladies first.
Thank you very much. Walk this way.
Enjoy.
I'll see you in a bit, sir.
All right.
As the crowd streamed in, I did my best to make everyone feel at home.
Hi, come in. Grab yourself a drink over there at the bar. No alcohol, I'm afraid.
And as an icebreaker, I took Kirk for a drink.
Look, this is quite Essex, isn't it? It's quite Essex, isn't it?
Essex, this is.
The party got off to a great start. Everyone seemed to be having fun, embracing my interactive tech.
Well, cheers, Kirk.
Cheers.
What do you think of the sound system?
Sound system's good. I think that's one of the main things in a club. You've got to have a good sound system. It's clear and it's got a good bass, so I think that makes a good party.
Excellent. You said you wanted somewhere to sit. Do you like the little gadget chairs?
Yes, and I've got the gadget glass to match it, so it's very good. So
I want to show you my vending machine.
Vending machine?
Yeah.
What?
I've made a vending machine.
It's built out of a drinks chiller cabinet and high-tech cat flaps. To get in, you need an RFID wristband.
There you go, in you go.
There we go.
Hey! Hey, everyone can have one of these in their own home.
I'd even got comic artist Kev Sutherland to impress the crowd with pictures projected onto the walls, sketched on Nintendo's new drawing tablet for the Wii, the U-Draw.
Uncanny, innit?
But it was the illuminated 70s-style dance floor that was the real star. The audience also loved the Spotify playlist, but that wasn't a surprise, as they'd chosen it. And even when a less than cool track came up, they had the option to dump it using wireless handsets. They're part of a voting system that I'd brought in that's usually used for conferences, but I'd set it up to allow dodgy tracks to be skipped.
It's actually going better than I expected.
The music selection had worked flawlessly, but interaction was what this party was all about. So after an hour, we turned up the vortex.
Okay, guys, guest DJ spot, please welcome Andy and Zoe.
Having seen it in action, Kirk just couldn't help himself.
What do you think of that then, Kirk?
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, do you want to have a go?
Yes.
But I saved the best for last, karaoke. It's always a crowd pleaser. Because even when it's bad, it's good.
I'm glad you're here, because you're actually the only person that's worse than me.
This is a good party. I'm enjoying myself.
Excellent, good, way. Well done, everyone.
But had I done enough to win? Well, I wouldn't know that until Kirk and the crowd had been to Ortis's do.
But they weren't getting into my party until they'd had a word with the management.
Yeah, you can't come in here with trainers like that, mate, nah. This is a...
But it didn't go to plan. For some reason, my bouncer bot started picking on me.
You understand my position, don't you?
Hammer,
you've either got to sharpen up or disappear. You know what I'm saying, yeah?
We talked about
you can't have any on ruffian...
Okay, just come inside, Everybody in, come on in, people.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Welcome to my gadget party. I want you to...
At least Kirk got a friendly hello from my holographic head.
Enjoy.
And I knew as soon as I got him and the crowd onto my vibrating dance floor, I'd have them hooked. In each corner, we got these units called butt kickers.
Butt kickers.
And they vibrate to the low frequency within the tracks, yeah?
Everyone sit down so you can feel it in your butt cheeks. Everyone sit down. Sit down. Yeah. Yeah. I know this might look weird, yeah? But when the bass kicks in, they're gonna feel it in the tush.
With Kirk loving the bass, I decided to dazzle him with my lights.
Okay, Kirk, so check out my Stargate, okay? If you watch it, that is also working in rhythm to the music.
It's going to go with the bass, so even though you're feeling it, you're seeing it at the same time.
Exactly that.
And it just makes you want to move.
Oh, yeah.
My butt kickers were doing their job kicking butts, but it was the 2,000 watts of music power provided by my high-end hi-fi that really got them jumping.
Visual is definitely worth the money, and what we've already experienced now with the bass, the sound, unbelievable.
He was also impressed by my robotic dancer.
I think this would be for me in a reception. The entry into a club, okay. You know, straight away you walk into a club, that creates everyone, right, let's get moving.
Yeah,
It looks perfect, you know, she's got heels on the lot.
I also distracted him for a few minutes with a game on the iTable.
Yeah! Sexy ladies in the place. Are you enjoying the music right now? Yeah, yeah. Put your hand in the air if you like the music. Yes! Yes!
But he couldn't keep away from the dance floor, so as a final treat, I let him mix the music coming off my £120,000 sound system using an amazing £12 iPad DJ app.
I actually feel like a DJ.
Yeah, he said he feels like the DJ.
Parties do not get much better than this. I could only hope that it was in the bag. But who had won? Well, that was down to Kirk.
Wow. I so wanted to be at your parties. And I could see that the clubbers, the party goers, were all in both parties having a genuinely good time. However, there was only one judge. Club owner, clubber, club enthusiast, Kirk. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, it was extremely, extremely close. But Kirk decided that the ultimate gadget party winner is Ortis!
Yes! Thank you very much, man. Welcome to Club O'Dog.
Some of the best tech we've seen in a challenge for a long time. Fantastic.
And I think, you know, Ortis had some of the best tech that you will see in nightclubs very, very soon. So good note to end on, I think. That's all we've got time for.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.